is kind of picking up. We get into the All-Star weekend. It's the halfway part of the season now. NBA trade deadline was what, last Thursday?
Last week.
Last Thursday. Prior to that and even to that day, you know, a lot of things was going, a lot of moves was made, a lot of moves didn't happen. What do you feel like was the biggest or the weakest move, you know, as far as like, you know, what any teams was moving?
James Harden.
Harden to the Cavs.
It's blowing me, bro.
Like, you think that's the biggest? That's your weak. That's the weakest to you?
No,
Or
I'm saying
biggest? Like
I'm saying it's blowing me in a good aspect
in a
because
good. Okay.
it's just like I would never think James Harden was going to finally get out the chapter he was then and then get to Cleveland. Cleveland got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's going to be a LeBron situation where you put him around another superstar that's just as good as you. How is Spider and him going to mesh?
Well, see, that's the way I view that, and they kind of already kind of threw teasers out there is that they're kind of trying to recruit LeBron for that, you know, last season to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think that move was made literally with that in mind of like, yo, let's try to get all these guys together for one go at it. And so I think that next season they're going to bring in LeBron, and LeBron's going to have his retirement tour in Cleveland, and it's going to be them three.
So does it affect Bronny? Does Bronny go with him?
No.
Nah.
Bronny, this the big leagues, bro. Like, this the big leagues, bro.
I feel like it was all fun and games. Got their moment, but now you just like, look,
so
he's an adult now. He got to go on his own.
So I don't see Harden as like a long-term thing in Cleveland. I think literally it had everything to do with we're trying to push all our chips in for this one last season that we think we can get LeBron to come back for.
They on the same mindset that he want to win now. They want to win now, and that window is like, you know.
And Cleveland not far, but it do hurt to see Garland leave.
Well, Garland was never really healthy though.
Mid.
But Garland, he cool though.
Yeah, but like
he cool.
Garland,
My problem with Garland is he had that pop-out season and he stopped getting better.
That's true.
You got to keep working, bro. Like,
He's still a bucket though, but yeah, like to your point, yeah.
his work ethic is low.
AD.
And he's injury prone.
AD got swapped out too though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's a good move.
We talked about that. Look. We talked about it.
Let's bring it up.
We talked about it over text, right? I think next season, if you can get Trey and AD to play at least 50 games, they are going to be a 6 seed. The Wizards. They're going to be a 6, 7, 8 seed. One of them three. If you can get Trey and AD to play 50 games, they don't even got to be the same 50. They just both got to hit 50.
Now I will admit, in the midst of like when we were talking about it in the group, I was partly trolling, but part of it is also just like, I guess that's just my mindset and like, all right, I'm on some like, all right, what can you do for me now? That's kind of how I look at it in sports. And I mean, granted, in some situations that's not the case. Like you said, you're looking at it from like, this is down to build for next year. Because like even now, like when the report came out, AD out for the season, I'm just like, I just feel like this is foreshadowing for next year. It's like,
nah, they just resting them guys.
And I get it, like, you know, and then part of that came up too. I'm like, all right, maybe he just kind of like, they want to make sure he is good to go.
And plus,
but I'm just like, all right, AD's a great player. I don't want to take anything away from him. But it's like, all right, Trae Young, what is they really gonna do for the Washington Wizards? And the point that you were making, that the core that they got now, what they building on,
They nice.
they good.
They young boys though too.
Alex Sarge,
and
Trey Johnson.
My thing is like, all right, why is AD and Trae Young the guys you feel like they got to go get to put them over? Why not someone else? You know?
The thing is, whatever putting them over looks like to you, I don't think it looks like the same to me. You're thinking about building a championship team. I don't think that they're close enough to build a championship team off of one trade and one offseason, right?
That's true though.
So the way I look at it is they didn't get put over. They just got incrementally better.
Okay.
So, for example, like when Trey was in Atlanta, Trey was taken to Atlanta. Trey took Atlanta to Eastern Conference Finals by himself. He took Atlanta to Eastern Conference Finals by himself.
We are pushing maybe about 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he can't do that anymore. Yeah. But you telling me that a team with Trey and AD, right?
Young boys.
A team with Trey and AD and a bunch of young boys who can fill those roles, right? They can make the 6th seed in the East, bro. Like, it's not that, bro. The Bulls and the Heat have been playing in the play-in every play-in.
Yeah,
it's the invitational, bro.
The Bulls are terrible.
It's actually true.
The Bulls are terrible. You telling me that AD and Trae Young can't get to the play-in?
See, and it's also a culture shift.
In the East?
It's a big culture shift. Like, I feel like when you take players that we know, like we watch, have that spark moment, like you said, Trae Young took them to the Eastern Conference. Bro, you take Trae, put him to a different city. You bring somebody that he's cool with, or you bring somebody that compel their game together. Put a mass crew of kids that's gonna compete with them, or young men that's gonna compete with them, and DC's on the upbring. Bro, they looking at a successful playoff push. I'm not saying this is the world champion right now, no, but they gonna have a successful season.
And I guess, all right, I guess I gotta take it back a little bit. I get where you coming from, and I understand it. It actually does make a lot of sense. My whole thing was just like, I just felt like, not even from you, but like it just seemed like a lot of other people, and then like just the world in general, just like I felt like it was an overreaction. Like it just seemed like that's what they were thinking. Like, oh, it's gonna take it there. But honestly, looking at it, it's like, all right, the Wizards haven't really been doing shit at all, really, the last forever. Actually,
John Wall left, really.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
but that's what I'm saying. They not
like he just the point he just made is like, all right, then now this kind of it's a culture change to help uplift the city.
Yeah.
My thing was like, look, if niggas want to just kind of say like, all right, this just some good hoops in the city now. Cool, say that. Yeah. Don't kind of start thinking, oh yeah, we going places. Like it just seemed like a lot of Wizards fans was on some Cowboys fans.
But you got,
but they are. In my opinion, they are in their minds as a Wizard basketball fan. They are going places. You're going from the worst team in the NBA or second worst.
They're not going to be the worst team in the East anymore.
To a play-in viable team. That's a jump.
And
that is
look
a
at
jump.
The city.
So even if they don't win, right? Even if they don't win one playoff series with these two players, at least they got to go there. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of teams like the Brooklyn Nets who have no upside.
And DC itself is growing though. Like you gotta look at the football team. They building the culture there. The stadium ready to get done. So I think DC just as a whole is trying to buy in and bring some competitive sports here. Yeah. Not saying that it's gonna happen like this, but you're gonna have more of a fan buy-in.
I jokingly said, like I've been jokingly saying, but it's like I told him, I was like, yo, the move is just so they can sell tickets. But I mean, that's
gonna help.
Of it. That's
part of it.
They ain't gonna be on the low no more.
Realizing like that actually
but we used to always have these conversations of like, yo, how is DC not a major sports market? Why do stars not want to play in DC? Well, you got two stars there, so now you might start to change that narrative. You know what I mean? Because I used to be like, yo, all the stars want to go to Cali, Texas, Florida, and New York. No one wants to play in DC. I don't get it. But now you can change that culture, you know what I mean? So.
The best they had before was what? Middleton, Marcus Smart, McCollum, like
nobody.
Bunch of write-offs.
I mean? But now they got vets like Trae Young and AD who actually done it before. Like AD has a ring, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, and if we talk.